What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a rousing edition of Neek the Podcast. I am one-third of the powerful nerd triumvirate that makes up Neek, Kiku. Along with me is the funny dancing bunny in the little window, Josh. I'm not even calling you Ray Finney this week. You are Josh right now. The Demon Sour Cream, Josh Finney. Got him to stop. And, of course, with us, as always, is the fanatic who doesn't know mathematics, because this is episode 24. And
shut up, I know plenty of mathematics. I mistyped.
Ray Williams. What's going on, guys? Oh, man. You're fine. Okay, you're fine. It is Gamescom week. We've been looking forward to this for a whole month, and we're going to get into that later on the show.
Oh, so much getting into.
So that's not the whole show? There's more?
No, there's more. We're going to still do the news. There was some news, some depressing news, some fun news, some funny news. There's a bunch of stuff going on. Thankfully, we are getting back into a heavy news cycle.
It's about time.
It's actually about to get a little bit too heavy as we go forward.
Now
that Comic-Con and E3 are over.
And everything else is like, oh, we can tell people about our news now.
That's right. And we'll start getting almost too much information.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when Josh describes some of the things he does at home when he's alone with peanut butter.
And Star Wars in the background. Yep.
See? Again, we talked about it last episode. You just hate stuff. You don't even like anything. Now you hate peanut butter?
I'm putting you on a list. I'm not going to decide what list just yet, but you're going on a list.
You need counseling. How do you hate peanut butter? It's named Skippy. How can you hate something named Skippy?
Well, maybe I didn't like the Skippy brand.
Peter Pan, Jif. I know you like you some Peter Pan.
You would like Peter Pan. Oh, boy.
All about that Disney magic.
Oh,
it's all about that Disney magic. Anyway, let's get into the news, because we got a lot to talk about. Topic of the week. Unfortunately, we do have to report the passing of Hall of Fame wrestler Roddy Piper. Piper passed away at the age of 61 from cardiac arrest. Coming to prominence in the 80s, Piper was one of the first heels and heroes to fully use the mic for trash talking. He was also an actor and starred in such classic cult films They Live, which is a personal favorite of mine, and Hell Comes to Frogtown. It's actually kind of weird. Kind of weird that you wouldn't think he would die. You think everybody else would die, but not Roddy Piper.
Yeah, seriously. It always kind of blows my mind when these guys just pass away, and I'm like, every time, only because I grew up watching this stuff. Like, I was really into wrestling for a long time, and it's just kind of like, wow, okay, so yeah, because in their element, they don't really seem like normal people. They're these personas that they create, and they get bigger than what the TV is, especially when you're a kid. It's always kind of like, wow, all right, well, I didn't expect that, but we all die eventually.
Yeah, WWE has actually taken some big hits on older personalities this year, last year, and the year before. Was it Randy Rhoads passed? Macho Man Randy Savage passed.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was exposed for...
I had a feeling that was coming, but that's a different topic for a different show.
Yeah, that was building for quite a long time.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's be honest. Hulk Hogan's theme song is true to life. He is a real American. He is a racist, misogynist, and he has his own sex tape. Moving on.
Sing.
F. Gary Gray seems to be in talks to take over directing duties of Marvel's Black Panther.
Would you say that again, please? Who?
F. Gary Gray seems to be in talks to take over directing duties of Marvel's Black Panther. We at Neek love this news, as you could tell from Josh's melting orgasmic sounds. As we now know that T'Challa will have a music video drop right in the middle of it and will be the thing most requested on TRL, which doesn't exist anymore. Or does. I don't know, MTV sucks.
What'd you call him?
T'Challa? I said T'Challa by accident because I was trying to get through it. T'Challa.
It's okay. I'm not. I was like, I'm sure he knows. He knows this.
I know. I messed it up.
It's okay. T'Challa. T'Challa is his street name. It's okay.
Well, he has his own brand of vegetable called T'Challa flour.
Oh my word!
Wow. Yeah, if this
Anyway,
name sounds
huge.
familiar to you, he was the director of Friday, The Negotiator, The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg, A Man Apart,
The
and
only
probably
Mark Wahlberg movie I like.
Law Abiding Citizen,
Law-abiding citizen, though. That movie.
and a movie that I'm really looking forward to that comes out in the next couple of weeks, Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, boy.
That's going to be really, really good, probably.
Mhm.
So he's got a lot of really good credits to his name. He was one of the finalists to take over the Hunger Games franchise a couple of years back. His name's been thrown around in the past for Marvel gigs. He backed out of a couple, I believe, actually, as well as he actually declined the Hunger Games. That was.
I'm glad he did that, though. That's
Yes,
okay.
I am too. So he definitely has the credit to his name to take on a film of this caliber, and he would give it the respect it deserves.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, I really, really, really like this.
And he's worked with a range of characters, so this is
Mhm.
good.
All of his films are different too. You look at his filmography; everything is different. He went from Law Abiding Citizen to Straight Outta Compton. That's
Which
a
is
6-year
crazy
gap,
to me.
though.
That's
Yeah,
crazy to me,
he
though.
takes a lot of time between his projects.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
He also is very good at filming dynamics between two characters.
Mm-hmm.
Law-abiding citizen, obviously the most notable example of that. Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. So having T'Challa, cauliflower, and Dr. Claw, Raymond Claw, whatever the hell his name is, I always forget. I just wanted to do that to piss me off.
You didn't piss me off. You made me sad.
Yeah.
You could have said his name. His name.
No,
is
it had to
just
be
Claw.
it's Dr. Claw.
I don't care. He ain't a doctor in real life.
Okay, Matthew Broderick is not in this. This is not the Inspector Gadget reboot.
Oh, come on. How awesome would it be if Black Panther just busted through a wall and then all you heard was do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do,
Oh, I would cry. Disney owns it, so I would lose my mind.
I would roll off the seat, turn into a potato, and explode into a rainbow.
That would be the Pinocchio song in The Age of Ultron for me. That would beat it.
They ruined that song for me, by the way, with that. I went and saw Pinocchio like 2 weeks after, like, cause the Broadway show was here, and I went and saw that after. I looked at my wife. I was like, Marvel ruined this. This is terrifying.
You can thank James Spader for
I
that.
was like, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Joss Whedon. Maybe those tweets were real.
But no, F. Gary Gray, amazing choice if this turns out to be true.
Agreed.
Amazing.
Well, he's the one that actually said he was in talks for it,
Yeah.
so it's not just like
and I know
rumor.
Ray's been wanting this for quite a while.
I have been.
When
I've been wanting a good director for this.
Ava
for a long time.
DuVernay dropped out a few weeks ago, Ray was like, "This is who you need to get to replace him, replace her, not him."
This is that he would have actually been my first choice. To be really honest.
Okay.
Okay, man. Okay, man.
Okay.
Well, in other movie news, the remake of The Crow looks like it might not be getting made as Relativity Media, the company who owns the rights, has filed bankruptcy. Bastards. The film has been mired in controversy to begin with and has lost leading men, kind of like when you lose your job and go from filet mignon to White Castle burgers.
That ain't that bad though. Whatever.
Have you had filet mignon, Ray?
Look at me. How dare you? Look at me. I'm the captain now. The filet mignon? Yes.
As it's my favorite movie of all time, the original one, I'm super stoked about this because it just doesn't need to be remade. And I just feel that way about any movie that's a cult classic. Like, there's a reason why it's so favored by so few fans and whatnot. It just has that it factor, and you can't recreate that. You just can't. So good.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for all the people losing their jobs, and I hope you find employment fast. But
They'll get new jobs.
I mean, unfortunately, though, that's the nature of the film industry. A lot of it is very much freelance work. That is why Josh is not actively pursuing a job in the film industry anymore. It is a lot of freelance work. It is hopping from project to project, unfortunately. So it does suck, but yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this news blurb? No? No? Okay, fair enough. Tetsuya Nomura, director of everything at Square Enix, has stated that there will be drastic changes to the combat system for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. After that statement was put out, thousands of fans flocked to ophthalmologists for twitching eye syndrome.
I think that was literally just you.
There's like another guy there. I don't.
There was another guy there. We talked. I understand.
I mean, he had a twitching eye, but I don't know if it was for the same thing. I'd like to believe that we were, compadres. We were two peas in a pod.
Okay, so if we could take a minute here, I have this feeling that you are getting slightly frustrated with Square Enix.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not. I'm not trying to ruin it. It's just
I'm not trying to get into it. I'm not.
You don't want to get into it.
I don't want to get into Square Enix right now.
And about how Kingdom Hearts is never going to come out, and then that this new Final Fantasy.
Don't you fucking say it. Don't you.
I hate to say it, but I'm over it until it actually comes out. I'm over it. All of it.
Yeah. I'm actually, I really just wanted to put the joke in there for the joke. It would be cool to control Cloud in a more 3D environment, maybe more Final Fantasy 12, maybe more Final Fantasy 15. I'm not going to shoot it down before we see anything about it. My only, I guess, reserve is that the materia system in that kind of combat system is just not going to work. And the materia system was the most legit system that Final Fantasy VII ever had. Also, they talked, and this is probably the more major one, but they said that they were going to take some things out and add some things in for story. And I get that it's a remake and whatnot.
Like Ray Romano.
Yeah.
That's fake, by the way.
Yes. No, it's not.
Really?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I will say that, I just don't like remakes, man. Like, there was a reason Final Fantasy VII was so amazing, Like, I'm one of those few people who wouldn't care if you just slapped an HD skin on it and put it back out. I would pay $60 for it.
Well, see, and that's what I'm completely in favor of doing, is doing an HD remake. Do it at 1080, 60 frames a second. Do it something like that. Do an HD remaster of it. Take your time. Do it like that. You don't need to fundamentally go in and start jacking with the story. You don't need to add different combat techniques to it. You don't need to change the story up. Like, we don't want that. Your fans don't want that. If you want a game to sell like a piece of shit, this is how you do it. People will. I mean, yeah, they'll still buy it because it says Final Fantasy VII, but it's not going to do what you want it to do. Like, people are going to react very negatively to this. Your fans will react very negatively to this.
I think at most you'll see, depending on how much they change, you'll see like a, it wasn't that bad reaction to a, what the hell did they do?
But this is one of the most beloved games of all time.
That is true. And that's why I said
it's not just among gamers. I mean, it's one of the most critically lauded of all time. There's a reason it's consistently in the top 10, if not the 5 most beloved games of all time. And it's just, I don't know. It's the greatest PlayStation 1 game of all time. People associate the PlayStation name with that game. You are treading on very dangerous ground, even remaking that and not just doing a straight port. I tread extremely lightly, Square.
Well, I mean, I can understand them wanting to take out the cross-dressing scene. That's early on in the game where Cloud, cross-dresses and whatnot, and some of the weirder like Japanese like comedy parts, like the guys in the bikinis, the bodybuilders and whatnot. Like, I get
it's part of the game though. At the same time.
Exactly.
I think they're worried about offending people.
I think Square, and obviously we're going to get into this later. I think Square is really become a very reserved company because of the backlash that they got from Final Fantasy 13. It was definitely a knockdown off their high perch and off their pegs from where they once stood. So it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll get into Square Enix later. Let's move on to happier news.
Yeah.
Casting news for BVS. No, that's not a Kmart version of CVS. Is that Jenna Malone has a role, and it is Barbara Gordon. No news on if she will become Batgirl or if we will get a Killing Joke live-action film, but we are hopeful we get a better version of Batgirl than Alicia Silverstone, because she was clueless.
I'm not gonna give you that.
Yes, you are.
I laughed once.
That was good. That was good. It took me a second to get it. I like that.
It took you like a month. He posted that like 3 weeks ago.
He didn't tell me that one. I like that. I like that.
God.
He didn't tell me that one. I like that.
We talked about, I know me and Josh talked about this in Facebook Messenger, and we were trying to see of who they would go with. I really want it to be Barbara Gordon Batgirl, just because I love the Batgirl character. But with the world and universe that they're creating, it's probably going to be Oracle.
I really and here's I really want it to be Oracle because I really feel the universe that DC's creating. I think we're in a post-Killing Joke world right now. Just the implications they've set up already with the Robin suit that we see in the BVS trailer, with the ha 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 written all over it and stuff, and the newspaper that Bruce Wayne is seen holding. You failed your family, or you let your family die, things like that. We're already given the implication of that. So that one scene alone makes me believe that we're post that already.
Well, I think I think the animated movie is going to be canon for that universe, and that's what's going to fill that in.
And it very well could be. We could see a merger of those universes.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that might be too graphic to show in a Batman film.
In a movie, yes, I agree.
In a live-action film, because yes, Suicide Squad is a very dark. It's going to be a dark film already, but it's a David Ayer film. It's going to be dark. There's a line though to what you can do and slap the Batman name on it in a live-action film, because regardless, kids are still going to see that. They're still going to want to see it. I think the Nolan films was kind of the limit of how dark you could make a movie like that.
You could have done the Killing Joke in the Nolan universe.
But not keep it faithful to the comic.
I think, you couldn't. It's just
maybe not
way too much backlash. Think about how much backlash there was over that variant issue cover.
Yeah, okay. And that's what it ultimately keeps coming back to, though.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, is you can remove the suggestion of forced intercourse and make that movie like in a new trilogy. That could be your Empire Strikes Back.
Because when you take that away, you take away what he did to that character, which was not right, but it also is what helps to reforge the character later on.
Well, I feel that they need to do it. They need to do something close to that, or at least do it in flashbacks, at the very least. Maybe not the whole movie, but...
Have you finished Arkham Knight yet?
Flashbacks would do something.
But I'm almost all the way done.
Josh, have you finished Arkham Knight yet?
Arkham Knight? No, I haven't had any time.
Finish this game, because then that would add so much more to this conversation, because
I know what happens.
Are we talking about the Barbara Gordon suicide scene?
No, this is a completely different scene.
Okay.
Yeah, it's completely different. And it revolves around Killing Joke.
No, go ahead. Good. Do it. Say it.
No, we're not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna wait till you finish this.
I don't know when I'm gonna finish it though.
You'll finish it eventually, and it'll be episode 60 of Neek, and it'll be like, hey, remember Arkham Knight? Yeah!
Anyways, going forward, personally, this is a personal preference, I would really like to see Oracle in the universe. I feel like she would mesh kind of with a more realistic tone that they're going for. It kind of sets up, it seems like they're going for a post-Gordon reality almost already. Bruce Wayne is set up to be very much a loner already from what we've seen. Aside from Alfred, he seems like he's striking out on his own. We don't see any of the Batman allies. And maybe that's because we don't have a Batman solo film quite yet, but he's already seasoned. He's older, and if he's seasoned, why is there nobody around him? It looks like Wayne Manor is, destroyed, partly underwater, whatever it is. it would make Jenna Malone is very young.
Well, that's what happens when
I
40 bathrooms in your mansion all leak at the same time, dude.
I just really don't think that they would go the Batgirl route, because then people would be like, well, where the hell's Robin? Where's Nightwing? They'd be demanding the whole Bat family, and I don't.
And that's
I don't
fine.
think-
Wait for the solo film. It's gonna happen.
I don't.
Well, even in post-Gordon reality, there is Nightwing.
No, and I get that. I truly do. I just, to me personally, and you have to excuse my ignorance. I'm not as DC versed as you two. I feel that personally, Oracle logically would make the most sense from my limited knowledge.
Oh no, that's true. That's very
You
true.
think that I'm super DC versed? I know way more about Superman than I do about anything else in the DC universe.
So I don't know. And also, I really want to see something different. I feel Oracle would add such a different dimension to this universe, different than anything Marvel could do, different than anything any other character in DC could do.
Okay.
There's no
Here's
excuse the terminology here. I don't know how else to phrase it. Any handicapped characters, for lack of a better terminology.
Okay, and that's actually the question I was about to ask you guys.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that. I want to see that.
Okay, but do you think there will be backlash over the fact that it's a handicapped female?
No, because Wonder Woman offsets that.
Well, Wonder Woman offsets that, but Oracle is such a strong character, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's a very empowering character.
No, I completely agree with you. I'm just, I'm trying to play devil's advocate right now.
And there's always going to be people that will ignore that. Always.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because they'll just see,
people
she's in a
They
wheelchair.
ignore it with Black Widow all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the argument will be like, oh, you think women need wheels to move around? And that's when I'll probably shut off Twitter for the rest of my life.
Anyways. What do you think, though? I don't want to rant about this all night.
No, I mean, I also agree that Oracle should be the focus they do for Barbara Gordon in this, mostly because then she is the voice in Batman's head and kind of guides Batman rather than the opposite way that it was before. Kind of puts her in an empowering role, really, which I do like. But I would, like you said, I would also like to see Batgirl, but in a movie, Batman versus Superman, she gets overshadowed a lot, and so I think she would be lost. So
I don't feel she would be done justice in a Batman versus Superman movie like that. But as Oracle, she could be the support.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the thing is that I didn't mean like in Batman versus Superman she becomes Batgirl, but it's set up for her to become Batgirl.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Because I think she is good enough for maybe a standalone film later on with like the rest of the Bat family, if that makes sense.
Okay. See, I
cool.
didn't consider that.
And say that's the other thing is too is that Jenna Malone has done some action work, especially in Zack Snyder's atrocious film Sucker Punch.
That was a movie. I forgot.
Yes, she has. So I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's a waste of her to just put her, to confine her to the wheelchair. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just that.
No, I understand.
Just that she can do more than just act. She could be physical. She could, embody the actual Batgirl. And I think that, to me, at least to me, Batgirl would be. Ray said that Wonder Woman evens it out. I don't think it needs to be evened out. I think there needs to be more female hero characters before.
That's evening it out in terms of the social justice warriors.
Sure. But see, for me, I mean, I get what you're saying. Just I feel that it would be better to have two female superheroes, or superhero and hero, and then go to the hero in the handicapped hero. I guess would be the best way to put it. Because I mean, either way you go, you're not going to go wrong, right? I mean,
we go. This movie's going to be great. So yeah.
Can I just say though how much I prefer that either way you go, Batgirl or Oracle, that she is not Carrie Kelly.
Sure.
I prefer this personally.
Yes.
That's my personal opinion, because that was rumored for like a year, and I was personally, as much as I love The Dark Knight Returns, I have made no secret of that that was going to piss me off so much.
I thought that was a secret. I thought you only told me.
No, at that point, give me freaking Jason Todd or give me Tim Drake. Give me a proper Robin. Give me a Robin. Give me Tim Drake. Give me Nightwing. Give me something. Do not give me... No.
That's okay.
Give me a Bat Family movie at that point.
Give me Batman or give me parents.
Something. Oh! Wow! And that's where we leave the Batman.
Moving on before Ray makes any other terrible jokes that hurts your soul down to its scrotum.
Right.
In other DC casting news, Falk Henschel has been cast as motherfucking Hawkman.
Wait, what
Flash
did you say his name?
His name is Falk.
Oh, he said Falk. You sounded it out that time.
Yeah, well, depends in German because his name is Germanic. You don't really pronounce the L.
Then just don't pronounce
Falk.
the L.
Well, I'm gonna do it for you because I know what you're gonna do with it, Mister. I want dead parents.
No, I want my parents.
Not your parents, but other people's parents. Screw them, right?
Yeah, everybody else's parents. Whatever.
If I can
Everybody
have
else can be
Batman,
Batman.
your parents could die. I don't give a shit. Ray Williams, president, 2016. Anyway,
Jeez.
where was I? Motherfucking Hawkman in Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. Also having been cast is Keenan Lonsdale as Wally West in Season 2 of The Flash. With this news is the proof that DC TV is better at universe creating than the cinematic one. DC TV for life.
I would get a tattoo that said that.
I think I have a tattoo that said
In
that.
my non-parent alternate reality, yeah.
Well, no, you'd be the only person with parents, and everybody else would be like, what are those two old things that keep hanging around you, making you pumpkin pie?
Everybody else would be Batman, which means I would live in the safest universe ever.
Pumpkin pie.
And then Josh comes back, pumpkin pie? What's that pumpkin pie?
Yeah,
I don't care about all the dead bodies hanging around me. I smell pumpkin pie up in this motherfucker.
I'm so happy that we put a parental advisory on this show.
That
is the best decision that we did that after Jubilee. That is the best thing that ever happened to this
You
show.
did one good thing in your entire time as being a character. It was great.
Who was the creator of Jubilee? Because we should send them a thank you note.
We should send them a fruit basket. Thanks for letting us drop the F-bomb.
No, we're gonna send them. We're gonna send them a fruit loaf.
A fruit loaf.
Fruit loaf.
With
No.
With a Jubilee pop.
Josh, we want to say thank you to them, not fuck you from us to them.
From 15 Christmases past, you.
Fuck you for letting us say fuck you. Fuck, fuckity fuck, buddy.
Well, there we go. There's the show, folks. I hope you had a good time. Goodbye.
Is this Neek the podcast or Team America 2?
3 actually. The threequel.
The threequel.
Yes.
Anyway, super stoked that Hawkman is gonna be a real thing. Like, yes. I was a little bummed out that they announced Hawkgirl, although she's a really great character. But I love Hawkman because he's an asshole.
Yes, he is, like supreme asshole, which is great.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
He thinks he's better than everybody. His name is Hawkman.
His name is Kiku. Anyway,
that's your new name.
Look, it's fucking Hawkman Kiku.
That should be your cosplay, Steampunk Hawkman.
Yeah, my gut is too fat to only wear a harness around.
Oh,
I don't let you know that right now.
You were like a support member of Team Fat, so come on, please.
No. See, I hide it well. That's what I'm saying. If I only wore a harness, Ray, and I had to walk up some stairs, it would be nothing but, ooh, look at that flubber fly.
You
Is he
did.
cosplaying as Hawkman or Moby Dick?
Oh!
They'd be like, why is there a turkey at the convention? Gobble, gobble, turkey. I'm Hawkman. No, turkeys are fat. Hawks are lean and look mean and menacing. I just want to hug you and then eat you for dinner.
Not sure if Hawkman or Steampunk Winnie the Pooh.
Ooh, Josh, shots fired.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
Are you mad at me or are you
I'm gonna get that.
Anyway.
3 out of 10. Don't do that again.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it goes together. It's like the star shape in the square hole. It just.
The stars at night are
Anyway.
big and bright.
Yes, Ray. Why don't you tell everybody your theory about Wally West season 2 of The Flash?
You know what's funny about that?
It's our theory that we came up with.
No, I literally forgot, but I know that I said something really intriguing.
What it was, and I listened to this episode not too long ago. You and I were talking in messages, and you were
sharing. Now we're sharing.
We were sharing. We were sharing. And you were like, her name is Iris West.
Oh, I remember that conversation. You were like, no. I was like,
how did we miss that? And then all of a sudden we were like, oh my god, Wally West is coming to the show.
We did say that. I remember that exact conversation now, like it was yesterday.
I remember that.
Josh was there, and so was Jubilee. I remember.
We're not even talking about this freaking news. We've talked about everything.
News.
We have to go back
to reverse.
Anyway, so most likely this is going to be in the future, obviously.
Yes, alternate timeline for sure.
And it's going to be most likely that Wally West is the son of Iris West, and possibly Barry Allen.
Oh,
and Ray has a thought. Go ahead, Ray.
So what if he's gathering the other Flashes to help him fix the universe that he broke before?
And see, that would be amazing.
I think that because Jay Garrick is supposed to be in this one, is he not?
Yes, he is. But I don't think did they cast him? I don't think so.
Cast who?
Jay Garrett, the original Flash.
No, not yet.
It'll be great because I feel like that
so.
universe is broken, and now he's going to be stuck in alternate ones trying to fix the one that was breaking.
Well, I mean, it's not that broken. There's just a giant black hole in the middle of fucking, Central City. He'll be fine.
That's a little broke to me.
No, duct tape fills that.
Duct tape will fill that.
Yeah, he'll just get Oliver Queen to shoot a duct tape arrow. Everything will be fine.
That's how he solved all his problems.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't do this. Oliver! What's up?
They'll call Felicity.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. Felicity, fix it.
Felicity, I got a boo-boo. Ask him, mommy.
A bigger computer, guys.
That's fine. They can call Felicity. Ray and I will call Diggle for everything.
Yes, we'll call Diggle. Oh, God, I love Diggle.
The guy who should have been Green Lantern but got passed over for Tyrese. Anyway.
No!
That hurts the soul, man. That hurts the soul.
My heart just, stopped beating for, half a second. I'm okay, though.
That hurts the soul.
With Ray saying that, I really wish your wife was home right now, because if you just drop, I need someone to call 911 in Wichita. Anybody listening, if you don't hear from Ray for 15 minutes...
It's the same number if you call from where you are.
Yeah, but it goes to my own local 911. It won't go to, I can't call 911. They'll be like, hi, in the Pensacola area. I'll be like, no, can you connect me to Wichita? Because my emergency's in Wichita.
You should just be like, call Wichita, go to Ray's house, and they'll know. It's okay.
Fair enough.
Is this a common occurrence?
No!
Is this from your chicken wing pizza?
Ray has the Wambulance over at least once a week, and they're just like, Ray, you got it.
Is it on D&D night?
No. I'm very quiet on D&D nights.
I don't believe that at all.
Neither do I, dude. I can imagine going...
Oh, goodness!
No, I can imagine...
Master!
I can imagine him... Dude, I can imagine him grabbing the dice and throwing them at the Dungeon Master and being like, fuck you! That's fucking unfair! What the fuck do you mean I got an arrow in my fucking ass? Fuck you too, John! You and your fucking non-potion using motherfucker! And you're supposed to be a goddamn wizard! How about throwing up a fucking shield once in a while? Flips the table, goes to the bathroom.
No, it's on the internet, so that would be ridiculous. And then Yeager, because he's watching and commenting on the Facebook group, says that Teddy Sears is playing Jay Garrick, and that was announced a month ago. Fine, Yeager.
We're horrible people.
We're terrible nerds, but it's okay. I'm still pretty.
We love you, Yeager.
Yes, keep it up, Yeager. So anyway,
moving on.
That piece of news is dead.
Yeah, we killed that one. After a bout of will he, won't he, Channing Tatum has officially signed on to be Gambit. After rumors sprung up that he was going to drop out, the deal was actually finalized. Reports sprang from the signing confirming that Gambit will indeed be taking over from Wolverine as a solo series. Another side report said that if Tatum didn't sign, he would be replaced with a board of wood, which at the time of this report has a better chance of winning an Oscar.
I thought Plank retired.
No, Plank would come out of retirement.
Here's my only concern. When it officially came out that he had signed his deal with Fox, the Hollywood Reporter put out a piece that said that Fox wanted him to star in a series of movies as Gambit that would be akin to a starring role like what Hugh Jackman had as Wolverine, spanning a decade or more, in solo films and ensemble films. Nobody wants this. I feel like I speak for most of the community when I say nobody wants this. Nobody wants an armada of Gambit films, Gambit-led films, especially when McAvoy and Fassbender supposedly just signed new deals.
A decade is 10 years.
10 years of Channing Tatum as Gambit in a role that will have as much of an influence on the universe as Hugh Jackman's Wolverine did. Let that sink in for a few moments, everybody. I know I've defended Channing Tatum as Gambit, and I still do ever so slightly.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job.
Hesitation! I heard it!
I cannot.
No, keep going, Miles Teller. Tell us how awesome Fantastic Four really is going to be.
Shut up! I'm going to see that. It's going to be great. And I think I'm going to go see Dragon Ball Z on the same day.
I cannot possibly.
Right? That's like drinking a Coke after a shot of tequila and wash the taste out of your mouth.
I cannot possibly defend handing him the keys to this whole franchise after they just got some goodwill back off Days of Future Past and First Class. And after Deadpool looks so ridiculously good. And they're just going to go and screw the pooch right off the bat.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make fun of it all I want because I do that. I make fun of things.
I will still go see this. I will still see the first film.
Well, I was skeptical of Deadpool all the way up until we actually started seeing shit from Deadpool.
I wasn't.
And now that I'm like, okay, fine, Channing Tatum, haha, blah blah blah, you're blah blah. But I'm gonna wait, and then if it's great, great. If it sucks, well, we kind of called that. But hey.
Here's my only problem. I will defend the first film in the series with the director of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes behind it. I believe it could be good. I truly believe with him at the helm, the first film could be good. My problem is they're planning for this actor to be the face and leader of the entire X-Men franchise.
Get ready for Gambit and the X-Men.
In his solo films for the next decade or more. That is a huge problem when you don't even have the first film scripted or starting to be shot yet. That is a huge problem. Stop.
I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I don't know.
I'll strip club.
I'll still see the first one.
To a strip club.
I will still absolutely see the first one. This is my Fantastic Four. Y'all are seeing Fantastic Four regardless of how savage it is getting reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
This could get a 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I would still go see it.
Oh no, I'm gonna go see it, bro, and that's only because I like to see dead bodies being pulled from car wrecks on the side of the highway.
I have a very special connection to Gambit. He was my favorite X-Man as a kid.
Really?
Yes, growing up.
Your favorite X-Man? This is why you feel so strongly about this, and now I understand.
No, I now can see Josh as an 8-year-old in like 2nd or 3rd grade, wearing a trench coat, walking up to little girls in his class, going, "Hey, mon chéri, you want to come and play cards with Gambit?" And they're just like, "You're weird."
I mean, all of it was start the '90s X-Men comics. I mean, Gambit was the guy. He was the thing. Reading the ensemble series, he was one of those. Growing up with the '90s X-Men cartoon, Gambit was shoved down your throat. The Gambit Rogue relationship is one of the things I remember very vividly from a very young age. And if that was done properly, which it never will be, this is Fox. Come on, they're gonna have Anna Paquin and Sean Ashmore together until the end of time.
No.
They're going to be together into their 80s in the retirement home at the X Mansion, along with Patrick Stewart, who seems to never age.
He doesn't hit.
Nights with new crust flavors.
Pizza Hut's cheesy white pizza is back with
What? Are you kidding me right now? What was that? I was about to say that yes, Patrick Stewart and Ice Cube are both vampires.
You know what? I'm not even going to finish my train of thought. Let's just move on.
What?
I literally don't even know how to go back to Gambit after that.
What was that? What was that? Why? Why was that? I can't even.
Oh man.
You're excused. You're grounded. Grounded.
Oh, my eyes are watering.
That's from all the drugs.
Oh, too many of them.
How many marijuanas was that? Was that like 3 marijuanas?
I can't do 3 marijuanas. It makes me paranoid, and I think every car that's driving by my house is a cop coming to arrest me.
That's like 4 marijuanas.
I hear the dogs running around downstairs. I'm like, there's someone in the house! I can't do that. What were we talking about?
So let's get to the topic of the week, shall we?
Hey, Josh.
Yes.
Guess what time it is?
Well, Ray already said it, so...
Why did you just go with it? God damn it, Josh!
Josh, you are what is known as a motherfucker. You are being a motherfucker right now.
Hey, Keith, what time is it?
Oh, I don't know. Is it time for Topic of the Week?
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
You're a wiener, and I hate you.
Josh.
Topic of the Week this week. Obviously, we brought it up to begin with. It is Gamescom. Gamescom, which is a gaming convention in Cologne, Germany, where I used to live. Not in Cologne, but I lived in Germany for quite a while.
Why'd you went all Snape on me for a second? I like it.
You're welcome.
Cologne, Germany.
Night.
Matt Damon. Anyway, Gamescom. Why have we been waiting for this? Because the week before E3, when we were perusing all of the company's games and everything that they were going to show, we noticed some obvious admissions. And, of course, those companies were questioned not only by us, your lovable and delectable host of Neek the Podcast, but by serious journalists as well. And the companies came back and said, we're holding it off for Gamescom. So Gamescom is here, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff that was omitted from E3 and how it was a tragic fucking mistake, you assholes. Ray, why don't you talk?
So, I mean, well, I don't know if it all started with, but the part I paid attention to was Microsoft. Microsoft did a bunch of cool stuff.
They had some pretty rad stuff. Ray and I think, quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And because it wasn't like a hey. There was only one thing where it was like, hey, guess what? We said we were going to talk about this, but here's just another trailer. Crackdown 3. I'm looking at you. But beyond that, everything else was great. We finally got Scalebound, which still, even though that was pre-alpha, still looks like that's going to be awesome.
Oh, okay. Hold up. We're going to talk about Scalebound for a second.
Oh, so we'll save that a little bit for the end then. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, let's hit the highlights then. Okay.
Scalebound. They talked about Halo, of course, and we get that sexy Halo 5 Xbox One. Ooh, that was pretty.
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break looked really good. I
Quantum
compared
Break quickly is becoming my must-have title for
I
2016.
compared it initially the idea to it's Microsoft's Infamous, and I'm so okay with that.
Yes.
But it's so much more, which makes me even more excited.
Yes.
Because at first I was kind of down on the game / TV show, but that actually looks like that's gonna work out really well.
Yes.
It'll be fun. Like
A
it'll
lot
be
more
fun.
on that coming.
Yes, so we'll learn more about that, but that looked awesome. What else? What else did we see? Free DVR upgrade for your Xbox One.
That got me
That is
more
why I
excited than
spent my
anything
money
else.
on Xbox One, because it's so much more than a console right now, and that is why I spent money on this box. It's because it doesn't just play games; it actually does do things that makes your living room more active and entertaining. Really, it honestly does. And I was very excited to see that. And then with the addition of them making it like also a TV tuner.
Yep.
Like I was like, this is why I spent money on this.
Yeah. I cut cable out like 2 years ago, so that makes me really happy that I can have a DVR now.
Yeah, it's great, but I mean, I think, and I shouldn't even say think. I know that you're gonna have to have external hard drive space to store those.
Already got it, so
Yeah,
I'm
so
good.
just make sure that you're prepared for that. But like, if people are mad about that, I'm gonna be like, well, what's
GTFO.
Yeah. So, but my personal favorite piece of news.
Oh, right, I know where you're going with this. Hit me.
I don't know if he's ready. I don't think he's ready, Kiku. The chat pad's coming back.
Nope. That's not what I was looking for. That's not what I was looking for.
I'm super stoked.
That was my favorite. That was my
I was
favorite
really
thing.
happy for this. I'm joking. I was really happy for this. I have one more that I have to throw in here.
Go for it.
Well, two things actually. I was really surprised to see Homefront
Because it's never
back.
one thing with you.
Homefront made a surprise reappearance. I thought for sure that got canned last year. Well, the company that was running it went under right after E3 last year. It kind of disappeared, and there were rumors that the game altogether just got canned, but it resurfaced. It's coming out next year now with some beta access, but Halo Wars 2 is officially coming to Windows 10.
That was going to be my last nugget, but yes!
And Xbox One. That makes me extreme. That is the RTS franchise that Phil Spencer has been teasing for the last year. That is why keyboard and mouse support is in active development for Xbox One right now. Oh my God.
But yeah, I told people, and you know, when I was joking when they said, oh yeah, here's the one more thing, and I was like, it's about to be ODS 2. Oh yeah. But then it showed,
I would have welcomed it. I would have welcomed
I
that.
thought about it, and I started to get real serious, and I was like, is this Halo Wars 2? And then the logo came, and I was like, oh yes, Lord. Halo Wars 2. I tell people all the time, they're like, what's your favorite Halo? And I say Halo Wars. I really, really enjoyed Halo Wars.
Yeah.
I love
It's
that
the
game.
only console RTS that I think worked.
Well, that and Civilization Revolution, those are the two that worked really well. And I was an Xbox nut, and I played those both on Xbox for a long time. So,
Battle for Middle Earth was pretty decent, but
it was all right.
no, Halo Wars was done right, and Creative Assembly is handling this.
Yes. So
Very, very pumped. But yeah, Ray, you want to go ahead and dig into some of this?
sure, why not? Unless Kiku has something that he wanted to throw out there.
I really can't believe you saved Halo Wars as the last bit of information, but whatever.
We were
That
going
was
to get
their-
back into Scalebound.
That was their one more thing. That was their one more thing.
That was their last thing. So why not be our last thing, huh?
Because I think we're cooler than Microsoft.
We're not.
We're
We're not cooler than Phil Spencer with his rad T-shirts that unveil announcements at conferences.
Although, I guess we have to talk about Rash from Battletoads, Killer Instinct character.
Okay, you just done.
I went and watched Maximilian Dude. We love that guy. He's great. I went and watched him play as him and Killer Instinct last night, and he actually looks pretty friggin' rad. And I just have this weird bias towards Battletoads. Don't know what it is. But I've worked at GameStop, and that's all the jokes we were able to get. You guys got Battletoads? No, get the fuck out my store. Anyway.
That's how you do.
Yeah, now it's there. So that joke is dead now. Like the LeBron ring jokes are dead. So anyway, I don't know. I thought
Nobody
he's
likes LeBron.
pretty cool. LeBron is a basketball player.
I know who LeBron is.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I know who LeBron is. I said nobody likes LeBron.
That's why I wasn't going to say anything nice or mean. That's why I just made a statement that he's a basketball player. Kiku, please stop. Yeah, we killed Superman. Now the internet will be happy. It's all good. Anyway, so can we talk about Scalebound for a minute?
Yes.
And okay, so at first I was a little underwhelmed because the frame rate was bad. Let's be honest. The frame rate was like not great. But then I was like, okay, no, what am I doing? I'm being one of those guys. It's a pre-alpha.
Yes.
To be a pre-alpha, that looked really good. I mean, besides Dante May Cry, Scalebound.
That was kind of my takeaway from it. The 8-minute extended demo that IGN put up as part of IGN First immediately after the Microsoft conference seemed to run a little bit smoother than that. It was also pre-alpha though. I was pretty. I was overall impressed by it, and I'm usually not into games like that either. I didn't dig Bayonetta really,
I love Bayonetta.
I do really like the original Devil May Cry, and like Devil May Cry 3, stuff like that. So I was into that. I was excited to finally see what this was. This is the first thing we've ever seen of it. We never saw any screenshots from this game. All we'd ever seen was that teaser trailer.
That was literally the only
E3.
thing.
We had only ever seen like 3 shots of concept art, and that's because they leaked out on Microsoft's site like last week. That's it. Like, we have never seen anything. People are still like, LOL, Beats by Dre are in Scalebound.
Obvious joke is obvious. Please.
Yeah, obvious joke is obvious. It's been being made for a year. Like, I actually think that's... I'm not going to say I think it's cool. Like, I think it's different to mash up those different genres. Like, yeah, Dante rode a freaking motorcycle, had a sword, and fought demons and used guns. Like, where y'all weren't making those kind of jokes. Like, okay.
I'm sorry, Dante, like original Dante and even new Dante, they're kind of walking jokes of themselves. I mean, they don't take themselves too seriously. It's just the nature of the game.
You have to remember, this is a Japanese game. They're going to mash up stuff. Like, I think this kind of stuff is cool. Like, I really dug what we saw. Like, the few minutes of gameplay that they showed, I liked it. I really liked what I saw. I'm eager to see more. And this is supposed to be a holiday 2016 game. I'm betting this gets pushed to 2017.
Oh, I'm fully like this will be a 2017 game, and it'll be one of the strongest starters for Xbox One in 2017.
Yeah, this will be the flagship spring 2017 titles. Like how Uncharted 4 is going to be the flagship one for PS4 next year. This is going to be how Xbox starts out, like March 2017.
Yeah, and there is a fantastic article. It's kind of you didn't really learn about Scalebound article by Lucille Bryan from IGN. Like, read that. It's because I learned so much more, which was amazing. I love when I read articles and I actually learn something. It was great. His inspiration for this game and just where he was going with it, his thought process is so interesting. And so definitely go check that out because it's a good read. I really like it. It resold me on the game I was already sold on. So
just based off a teaser trailer too.
Which I was like, this is what I want. I want a game like Scalebound. I have this feeling that it's good. Xenoblade plus everything else I wanted. Plus I get my own dragon. I hope there's dragon customization. It looks like there's dragon customization in this game, and I want it. I want my own dragon.
And I'm really, really digging that there's 4-player co-op.
Yes, so we can play that plus one other person or not.
Not, because we never play games together, no matter how many times we plan to.
I tried for a long time.
I want to, but I need like one more week, and then I'll be out of school.
Last week you said one more week. No, I'm kidding.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Just do it!
God, I can't believe that got worked into our show.
Yeah, well, I can't believe he got worked back into real life, but anyway.
That's it. I'm changing my gamer tag to Shia LaBeouf.
But another surprise.
No, Shia LaBeouf does it.
Oh,
that's what it needs to be.
Another thing that showed up that I didn't expect to show up, but I've been really excited about for a long time is We Happy Few. That game looks fantastic. It looks super creepy. It's almost got like this BioShock vibe, which I really appreciate. But it's just more the creepy atmosphere rather than like the gameplay, which I am super okay with. I really want to play that game. Really want to play it. And you know how I feel about scary stuff. But I want to play that game.
Yeah, that really surprised me when you were really hyped up on that the other day during the
Mhm.
conference. Because you and I were chatting back and forth during it.
Mhm.
When you were, because I was actually driving during it, so
Yes,
Raymond was giving me some updates. I was going in and out of Wi-Fi during it. So it seemed whenever a big reveal was happening, I happened to be like driving next to a Wi-Fi spot, so I was able to pull over and watch it, and then I had to leave to keep driving to get to class.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess the one negative thing I'll say is that Microsoft could have had a dynamite E3 showing had they included half of this stuff. I mean, yes, it was great that they saved some of this for Gamescom, but it just E3 would have been like a jumping off point for them, which would have been
Truthfully,
fantastic.
I mean, I don't think that at least Scalebound and Quantum Break, I mean, they admitted that Quantum Break was not ready, and there's been a ton of talk that Scalebound, I mean, that, oh god, I forget his name.
Hideki Kamiya.
That Kamiya did not even want to show Scalebound.
I don't like. I think there was some rumor that he wasn't even invited or some crap like that.
He's there, but he was there. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Well, his thing was he didn't want to. He didn't want to be a prop for Microsoft. Like he wanted.
There's
to have his,
so
like,
many
own
conflicting
big
stories that have come out now.
Yes,
And
I mean,
No, that's what he said on Twitter. Though.
oh no, I know. Like there's that, and then there's all the behind-the-scenes stories that are coming out. It's ridiculous. It's a he said she said thing, and like any other thing in games media and. Demos, the vertical slice that we see at these conferences do take a lot of time.
Oh, a lot. They take. Oh, I feel like it takes so much like time from the dev team when they're working on a game.
It does. It takes a lot away from the dev cycle, so I don't blame him at all for getting frustrated with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. It could have been a much stronger showing.
But I mean, this here was it's still a victory because it was just Microsoft. Like,
oh, that's two incredible showings in a row.
Yeah, like seriously, it was two super solid shows. Yeah, you're right, two super solid shows in a row, and one where Sony didn't even show up to give them anything to like work off of, which is good for them, honestly. And
moving
of course,
on, though,
Square Enix didn't give them
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break looks awesome. I've been excited about it from the start, and I was upset when it got pushed back. But I'm glad it's got pushed back because they've had the chance to kind of like reevaluate it and make it what they want it to be.
I've been increasingly frustrated with Quantum Break for a long time. I got really intrigued at the Xbox reveal when it got announced. I love Remedy. Been a big fan of Remedy since the Max Payne days. And I was one of the few when the Xbox One came out that I bought it before I went and pre-ordered it and paid it off before any of the policies even got reversed. Like I was ready to go. I was okay with it. I bought into the whole TV center of your living room thing. I wanted that. I loved Quantum Break's idea of it's going to be a TV and game hybrid. I still like their vision for that. It's a hybrid. There's a lot of mocap. There's a lot of live action stuff. Sean Ashmore, we talked about him earlier in the X-Men franchise, kind of jokingly.
That's how they introduced him, which I thought was great.
Yeah, I actually kind of like him as an actor. So I think that's kind of cool that he's in this. Just what Remedy is doing with this, if it's the concept of the game feels very, very ambitious. If this pulls off, not just the technology behind the game, but the overall concept of time, like stopping time, but also being like a third-person action with being a third-person shooter as well, it's like an evolution of Infamous in a sense. If this is pulled off and plays as good as it looks, this could be an early contender for Game of the Year next year.
Agreed.
Not even joking. This went from being, oh, I'm going to buy this day one to, holy crap, this is my most anticipated game over The Division and over Uncharted 4 already next year.
Well, I'll tell you right now, as I get older, I am looking for more of an experience rather than just a video game. Yeah. And it looks like this could give me the experience that I would be like, I want more of those because that's awesome. It takes a lot of work and a lot of money, but if you do it well, it'll be awesome. So
this looks like the Xbox exclusive that can go toe-to-toe with Naughty Dog.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I feel.
I'm just worried that.
You're being awfully quiet over there.
And you're Mr. X Balls, so come on. What you got to say?
Um.
Oh my God.
I'm just doing what Josh does before he speaks.
I'm actually really sick today, so.
Oh, see, now you gotta make the joke unfunny, you jerk. God, I hope you feel better.
God, I hope you don't die.
I actually just said that to see your reaction.
Oh,
I'm still stopped up.
face. I will buy anything into Remedy and what they're doing after Alan Wake.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a little nervous about the whole TV thing, just because Defiance came off so well. It's like when you have your one development team and they're working on two different things, and obviously one is going to get less attention than the other. I just hope that the game plays as well as the TV show should be. How about that? We'll say that. Quantum Break has always been on my waiting for list. It's one of the reasons I bought an Xbox One, as with Scalebound. So this can't come out soon enough for me.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Did they? I didn't even see if it had a release date. Did it?
April 5th.
April 5th. Okay. Okay, cool. I actually thought it was not going to be out till like holiday 2015.
Nope.
But it'll probably get pushed. Pushed.
We'll see.
I
think they're pretty. They have to be firm on that one.
They are very firm.
Didn't it already get delayed?
Phil had wanted it out this year.
Yeah.
He had wanted it out this fall, and Remedy came to him and were like, "No, we need a little bit more time." And he's been pretty firm about, "Well, you better get it out next spring." Like that's why he's pretty intent on like this is going to go toe to toe with Uncharted in quarter 1.
Okay.
So
just making sure.
No, that's kind of why I was making the reference. Like, that's why I think that this is why he's so confident. Like, this can go toe-to-toe with a Naughty Dog game.
All right.
I saw that.
Shit.
I like that.
Good.
Good boys.
It's good.
Ray, you said anyway, boys?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you would do. Anyway, good. Continue.
Okay. Did EA have their conference today?
I really only paid attention to Microsoft.
I'm gonna say it was hot garbage.
Was it more FIFA?
It was worse than their E3 conference.
Oh, good.
The only thing of note was
Wait. Did they burgle yo hams?
Oh my word!
The only thing that honestly was shown that was worth anything was the 3 or 4 minutes they showed of Battlefront Fighter Squadron. We got the full reveal of that, so that was pretty cool. But that's about all I could find that was of note.
So just in case anybody who's listening hasn't checked it out, Fighter Squadron is Battlefront's version of dogfighting. So
yes,
every single plane that you would find in the Star Wars world, you will be able to get into and duke it out with friends, deathmatch style. I'm super stoked for that.
So for everyone complaining about there not being space battles,
you get your own game. Yep.
It's a completely separate game within the game.
Think how there were the aerial fights in Battlefield. That's basically what this is.
Okay, so is this a separate game that I have to purchase, or is this a game within the game?
No, this is a game mode within.
Okay, perfect.
Within it.
Perfect.
It's a game mode, yeah. People were complaining if there were no space battles. It's like, guys, we've only seen one mode. Calm down. Stop complaining. There's no space battles, but I'd rather have this than fight against a black backdrop. I'm sorry.
It looks like a huge game mode from what we've seen.
It's going to be.
It looks like it's a game inside a game, pretty much.
Yeah. And if they're already doing this, it stands to reason they're going to build up to space battles realistically as DLC. This is a DICE game. There's going to be a season pass.
Sure.
So,
as always.
I'm very excited to see what happens there. And there's really only 1 or 2 more big things that kind of came out of the Microsoft conference, though. that Ray and I kind of touched on earlier. Ray, you and I were talking about this in a chat yesterday,
Hmm.
um, regarding Windows 10 and how that's affecting
Oh
the
yes.
Xbox going forward. I really wanted the listeners to hear your thoughts on that, though, because you and I are really on the same page regarding that, but you were able to articulate your thoughts a lot better than I was regarding that and the future of the platform.
It's just in the beginning when it was kind of like eking out. People, we would start saying, "Oh yeah, exclusive to Xbox One," but yeah, it's coming out on PC as well. And people got real pissed off about that. So there's not an exclusive, blah 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 blah. But as they've gone forward and this console has continued to evolve, and then with them showing that Windows 10 will run on the Xbox One and I think it's DirectX 12,
Yes.
also being integrated in the future of like PC gaming, that to me shows that Microsoft is future proofing itself, which I feel like in the next hardware generation, whenever that is, they will be able to move away from just a standard home console like niche and go to more of a Steam box type format, meaning that your next Windows PC could just literally be an Xbox, which would be like what? That would be ridiculous because at that point they've broken the mold, and then everybody else has to figure out how to make it work. Or because then I mentioned the other niches to Josh, and I was like, it's real far fetched. But then, what if Nintendo just becomes solely handhelds, and their next big console is
Mhm.
literally a handheld? And then what if Sony is like, okay, well, I guess we shouldn't do this anymore. So when you buy a Sony TV, you literally get the next PlayStation in your TV. That's all it is. It's just a TV with a controller. Like who knows? It's like the future is so wide open now, and I don't. It's crazy. But I feel like Microsoft and kind of moving to more of a super cloud-based console computer type system is more the future for them, and it works.
I mean, definitely, I definitely agree with that. Especially like what you're touching on with cloud-based technologies. There, I don't think anybody realized back in 2013 when Microsoft was talking about the Azure servers and how much they were emphasizing cloud technology. Oh, well, cloud technology. Oh, that's not that big of a deal. We're 2 years into this console generation now, and I think more than ever we're realizing how much just in the last 2 years cloud-based technology, how much that's bringing us. Our game
And that
saves
it's
are
a
accessible.
real thing. Yeah.
How much they're accessible, and my game saves are accessible anywhere in the world on any console. My games library is accessible anywhere in the world. Like my movies, my TV, my music, like literally everything. My console is just a plastic box. That's all. It basically is a Steam box at this point. The
Hmm.
new Dash is coming out. It's going to be Windows 10. But then, sitting next to it, and this is not a rag at all. Sitting next to it is a traditional console. It's my PS4, and it's just they're both great experiences, but they're so radically different experiences at the same time. And I'm just like, man, I'm looking at one of them, and yeah, they're both different technologies, but one of them I do feel like is trying to prepare itself for the future and knows it probably won't be able to keep up with one. The Xbox One realistically will probably have to phase itself out before the PS4.
Hmm.
But when it does, it's going to be a Steam box, and that will be around. I say Steam box, like patent pending, but it'll be a Microsoft box,
Hmm.
like a small, computer-sized box that will be around for a very long time to come. That you can upgrade yourself if you want to, or
Hmm.
whatever.
Which I
And
feel it
it'll
has a
use
longer shelf
cloud-based
life.
system architecture.
Hmm.
And like I told Ray, really Microsoft has adopted the Apple model of making their software accessible across their entire product line.
Hmm.
And it's used across Windows Phone, Surface, laptops, Xbox, everything. And it's ridiculous and it's amazing. I love it. The DirectX 12 is on everything now. It's crazy just how much they've done in such a small amount of time. They've just turned it around,
Yeah, and
and they did
I'm
it very
glad.
quietly.
Hmm. It's just more because it is. I think it's more like, hey, you really didn't understand what we were saying the first time we talked about the Xbox One, and that's because we really didn't understand what the Xbox One was at the
Yes,
time, and so now it's kind of coming together, and we can see that.
yeah, and I'll say a lot of that was in the guys that they had doing the speaking at the time too.
Hmm.
A management change can completely affect the entire way that your message is perceived.
Oh, heck yeah.
But, in the last 18 months, getting rid of all those people drastically has improved that brand, has improved that entire company as a whole. Getting I cannot say his name.
Joe Tortellini.
Joe Tortellini in there as the as the CEO of Microsoft has drastically changed things there. Getting HoloLens up and running, Phil Spencer in as the chief of Xbox. Just some incredible things going on all across that company. I've not been a Microsoft guy for a very long time, aside from being an Xbox gamer. And I'm actually looking at buying Microsoft products again for the first time. I actually kind of want to try Windows 10. That's a company that's done a complete about face. So
I like it.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
overall,
Microsoft...
really, really strong Gamescom presentation though. And Crackdown 3 looks really fun. That is still a very early game.
Yeah, it's a very cool idea at this point still.
But the people who went hands-on with it today, they got to play behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Went hands-on with it. They said, it was what we saw. What they saw, it is completely 100% destructible.
Yeah.
It truly is 100% destructible. It's true to the original Crackdown. None of this Crackdown 2 garbage.
Collect all the orbs. Oh yeah, son. That's all I want.
And just giant co-op madness. That is all that I want from a new Crackdown. I have very fond memories of the original.
Love that game.
Giant guilty pleasure. So, especially if buying it for the Halo 3 beta.
Yes.
That's how Microsoft tricked you into buying.
That is very true.
That's an old Square Enix trick, by the way.
Oh, remember, we're not talking about them.
We're about to be there, though. No, but Crackdown 3, behind closed doors reports is for it being early in the dev cycle, looks very good, and going back to them harnessing cloud technologies for the destructibility and procedurally generated environments. Very, very solid. But they want to get it nailed down before they show it on a very large scale with thousands and thousands of people playing at the same time.
I'm ready. My body is ready.
My body is very ready. So shall we move on to the elephant in the room?
Kiku. Yeah, he's here.
Go fuck yourself.
You haven't said anything, and it's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I mean, Ray and
you do realize that you guys didn't leave me in any inches to sneak in. You were talking about the Microsoft Windows 10 thing, and I was like, oh, they're talking about how at the beginning when they first put it out that I was telling people that it's not just a game console, it's the evolution of gaming. It's not going to just be about gaming. But
when did you get here?
No, exactly, because Josh is like, yabbity, 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 smackity, mackity, mackity, Microsoft Windows 10, and then Ray's like, yeah, blah, 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 these people, blah, 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 blah.
That's not what I felt like at all. Your Ray voice is terrible.
So
your Ray
cool,
voice is terrible.
I'm going to let these two people talk, and I'm just going to kick back and see if they're like, hey, Kiko, what do you think? Nope, you didn't do it yourself.
I tried that once. You were like, yeah.
I tried once, and you didn't do anything.
Because you go like this. This is how Josh talks, all right? Josh goes in a straight line, and then he comes back. And then he goes back, and then he goes back. And then he goes forward, and then he goes back. And then he does a circle, and then he goes, point made. And I was just like, cool, man. I had something to say 5 minutes ago.
You know how this works. How long has it been?
Not long enough.
24 episodes.
No, it's only been 23. Come on.
No, I honestly didn't. I really didn't have anything to say about Microsoft Windows 10 because I just don't really care. I don't... My computing skills go from not only playing video games but to editing our show, and that's about it. That's all I need.
Fair enough.
At this moment in time, I mean, what it's doing and what everybody's saying it's going to do, that's really cool. Just I don't have any other thoughts on it besides when Josh was talking about the Xbox, them not knowing what it was. No, they did know what it was. They just didn't know how to tell people, look, in 5 to 6 years, you're not going to be playing on a fucking console anymore, all right? You're not going to have a cable box, a TV, and all this. It's going to be all in one, right? Because we want to shrink down what you're carrying in your living room so you don't have to go pay, $3,200 just to get everything in your living room. You'll pay one time. It'll be there. It'll be upgradable, and that'll be the end of it. The best way to put it was Ray's thing. PlayStation putting the game system in the TV. Exactly. That's what needs to happen. It's just one thing. That's it. That's what the Xbox One has tried to do from day one, and that's why when everybody's like, "But I just want a game console." Cool, you're living in the past. I want something that's gonna constantly evolve.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, a life that nothing changes. Suck it. Anyway.
Well, no, but that's the thing is the same people that I ever heard that were like, "Oh, the PlayStation's the better console," and doing the whole fanboy thing are the same people who talk about like the newest and best computer parts, and I'm just like, that's really funny because you're sticking with something that is, that is literally just staying the same, only with a prettier interface. Like that's it. That's all that you're getting. But this other machine that's becoming more and more like a computer, and not only just a computer, but everything else, and trying to tie it into one thing, you're like, oh, that sucks. It's not for gamers. Okay, cool.
Well, if that's the niche that you want to put yourself into, that's fine. We are Neeks,
Cool
not
story,
just gamers.
So,
Trademark pending.
and Crackdown I had a lot of fun with when I was younger. I didn't play Crackdown 2 because when I watched a video of someone trying to collect all the orbs in that world, it made me want to kill myself, so I just...
And there were zombies in Crackdown too, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and there was a flight suit too, wasn't there? Like one of those little flying squirrel flight suits.
I literally played it for all of
there were
5 minutes.
Oh no, I played a lot of that game. Yeah, there were flight suits. It just didn't work out as well. It just didn't.
Yeah, so
It's pretty bad when Microsoft doesn't acknowledge it.
the first Crackdown, man, was amazing because it was definitely the first, at least from what I remember, the first superhero sandbox game.
Yeah, the first of its type for sure.
Yeah.
That worked really well. Yeah.
That worked really well, and it was a lot of fun. It would have been a lot more fun with superpowers and not guns, but hey,
Yes.
beggars can't be choosers.
I understand that. I wish there were more superpower games without guns, because guns aren't necessary.
Yep.
But they're easier to code for.
I remember somebody once describing it to me as like a super-powered GTA-style game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, now with technology, though, if you look at like some of the GTA mods that have come out, anything is possible. I mean, they put frickin' Iron Man into GTA 5.
Oh, it's only a matter of time. You're correct.
I am ready.
Well, Kiku, take us home.
Oh, are we skipping it?
No, that's
Skipping
what we
what?
meant.
Are we skipping the elephant in the room? Or are we just
No,
going to close
I'm
this?
ready.
I was
Go-
telling
go
you,
for
take
the
us home.
elephant.
Go for the elephant.
Go for the elephant.
I don't. You guys talk about it.
No, you didn't talk enough, so now it's your turn.
Oh, but all I'm going to do is be hateful and spiteful.
That's
Right,
what
be
people
hateful
like.
and
That's what
spiteful.
people like, apparently. So yeah,
Okay.
they
So
hate it when
swear-
I agree and love everything. So yeah, go be mean and talk about stuff.
So, well, I'm not. I'm going to righteously. I'm going to be mean.
I'm gonna settle in for this one.
So, we talked about earlier in the show when at the week before E3, a lot of these companies were coming out. Microsoft, Microsoft, Square Enix, or the two main ones that said, we're holding off on some of these games. We're going to show you things at Gamescom. Okay, fair enough, right? So Microsoft made good on their promise, right? They showed what they said they were going to show at Gamescom, okay? Now, before I start getting into my little nerd rant and whatnot, I'm also going to tie this into why I think Gamescom is completely unnecessary at this point if this is the stuff that we're going to get. Okay? So follow me. Let me take you on a little rage trip. Square Enix, on the other hand, as I said before on the show, and as I've written an article about before for geeksgamers.com, promised that they were going to show Final Fantasy 15 at Gamescom. Now, this is a game that when they put out a playable demo, they said it is 60% done. That was months ago. A long time ago. Let's say they only do 10% of work every 6 months. Okay, cool. It should be 70% more complete. We should get some sort of big announcement, right? Like coming holiday 2016, coming fall, spring 2017. something, anything. Am I wrong to assume that?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. So what these little motherfuckers did after a really, really ghetto-ass showing at E3,
He's going in.
is give us a fucking trailer that shows not a goddamn thing. I've seen more story in a bowel movement from a 75-year-old war veteran than I saw in that fucking minute and a half trailer. All right? This is ridiculous, okay? I talked about Square Enix and having a lack of confidence, right? If you have no confidence in this game, then let it go to fucking vaporware. Because I'm getting really goddamn tired of, here's a demo. I spent $50 on the demo, all right? I didn't play Final Fantasy Type 0. Come on now. Come on, son. No way did I play that. I played the shit out of the demo, and I was like, this game is going to be epic. I have talked positively about this fucking game since the demo came out. Right? And at this point, they still have not even given us a fucking quarter. At the end of the whatever the fuck that was, trailer, air quotations, all it said was Final Fantasy 15. Pre-order from Amazon. You want to know what Amazon says? Coming soon. So thank you, and fuck you, Square Enix and Amazon.com, for not even giving me a place card holder at this point. This game has been in development, all right, longer than I've had pubic hair. And I'm in my goddamn 30s, all right? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And this is where I'm going to go into why Gamescom is, I wouldn't actually say not necessary, right? Because the people of Germany do deserve their own video game conference.
They get 400,000 people a year at this, so it is massive.
Okay, exactly, right? So they do deserve this. People in Europe deserve something like this. These people, these developers and game companies need to treat it like it's the European version of E3 instead of just like some little thing that they can just kind of dump shit out. Microsoft is off the hook. Microsoft is completely off the hook because they actually held out 2 huge titles.
Arguably
from E3.
3.
Arguably 3, but we'll go with 2 for right now. Huge titles, and they gave it to the people in Germany. Okay? Awesome job, Microsoft. 2 thumbs up. I feel you should have shown that shit at E3 to really give your conference a bigger boost. But hey, I appreciate the fact that you respect the European people. Okay, Square Enix didn't do a fucking thing. They put that a minute and a half trailer out, and then they said, "Oh, you can play Final Fantasy 15 episode Disque 2.0 on the games floor." Really? I can play that shit in my house because I downloaded it. If you're one of those people who didn't download it and this is your only time to play it, man, cool. I hope you really enjoy it. But they should have given more, all right? We got more information out of Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 at E3 than we did Final Fantasy 15. Stop fucking showing up at conferences. Don't do D23 and make these goddamn games. Because I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even care about Square Enix anymore. You know, I care about the companies that make games for them. I want to play Deus Ex. I'll play Tomb Raider, but I don't want to play Final Fantasy. Because where is it? A demo? A $50 demo. That's what you get. Cool. EA, I mean, I understand why they showed up in Europe for Battlefront and like FIFA, because FIFA's huge in Europe, but I mean, that was all that they really did, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong to assume that? Right? And then Activision, I don't even know what Activision did. We didn't even talk about it. Cause
they only had a COD conference, like they do every year.
Okay. You know, like that's the thing is Microsoft went over there and, you know, to toot their horn a little bit more, went over there and treated it like a real games conference. Everybody else went over there as like it's some sort of goddamn bazaar. Like, yeah, we go to the farmer's market and we show everything, but when we go out to the small town, we only bring half our stock. Like, come on now, man. You know, if you're going to do all these damn conferences, treat each and every single one like it's E3. You know? Especially if it's in Europe and across the pond and whatnot. A lot of people aren't going to be awake when E3 is going on, or they're going to be at work while it's going on here in America. Treat it like E3. That's why, you know what? Why Sony skipped out on Gamescom? Because they knew everybody was going to do that. They knew everybody was just going to show.
Actually, a note on I'm going to interrupt you.
Well, no, they're doing the Paris Game Week.
Yeah, they're doing Paris because Sony traditionally was actually for a while the only developer who did do a conference at Gamescom.
Yeah.
And they actually did have a very, very strong showing last year at Gamescom. So
Yeah, because they treat that company right.
yes, they do.
They treat that convention right.
They
However,
do. So I'm defending Sony a little bit here.
no, I'm not saying anything negative about
Oh,
them.
okay.
What I'm saying is that Sony didn't show up to that because they don't want to be the only draw, right? They let Microsoft shine, but now they're going to do Paris Game Week. And I will bet you money that Sony goes all out on a 7-day conference, right? More. And that's a lot of money for 7 days, okay? Goes out more for Paris Game Week than Square Enix, EA, or Microsoft did for Gamescom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put money on that. And again,
Paris Games Week has been building for a while too, and Sony doing a conference there finally is going to make it explode.
It is, but and again, not to take anything away from Microsoft because they did come, they brought the heat. Everybody else, it was just kind of like, yeah, we're kind of here in Europe. These people don't care, right? Fuck them. That's totally wrong. And I'm sorry, but if that's the Final Fantasy information we're getting from Square Enix, I'm done. Like
No. Jeez. No.
So that's what I have to say about that. Which is another reason why I was being quiet, because I was stewing about it.
We let him stew too long, Josh. It's our fault.
Because you started talking about Microsoft and oh yeah, they finally showed Scalebound. And look, Scalebound I really want to play. However, from looking at it right there, it wasn't ready to be shown. For sure. They kind of forced it because it's been 2 years since we've seen anything about it. And I get that and I understand it. I understand it frustrated Hideki Kamiya. I get that, okay? But it's cool that they showed something and what they're actually trying to do with it. That gives me so much more faith and hope in that, right? They came out with Quantum Break. They came out with Windows 10. They came out with this. They came out with that. You're telling me you can't show me any new gameplay, not a single shred of new gameplay from a game that has been in development since 2006.
This game's been, for comparison, those of you keeping score at home, this game has been in development since I was in the 8th grade.
Oh God, please no.
I'm graduating college next week. I finish college in 6 days. Okay. That is how long this game's been in development, and it's no closer to being done than when I was finishing junior high school. So, yeah. The last time that this game was closer to being done, Revenge of the Sith was coming out on DVD. Force Awakens will be out in theaters before this game is completed. Let's let that all sink in for a moment. Okay.
And that's the thing is it's not even that, it's, still a vaporware rumor. We have hard evidence, playable evidence, and they're just not giving us anything. Now, I'm going to keep doing that, right? I'm going to use my damn hands like I'm grabbing fucking melons, all right?
That's definitely the ball motion. You're grabbing balls. Just saying.
Whatever, dude. Cantaloupes, balls, it doesn't matter. They all wind up smelling like shrimp
butter.
When they get rotten anyway.
Don't bring your personal experiences into this. Don't.
Oh, like your balls never smell like a fucking little thing of popcorn shrimp when you're sweating.
He's in Florida, man. As someone who lives in Texas,
okay, whatever. It smells like Kansas corn down there. I don't care.
It's not pretty.
And off of my testicles, all right? First off, or third or fourth or whatever, right? It's amazing that this company is still making money, from their own games. Stop making Kingdom Hearts handheld games and finish Final Fantasy 15. I'm done. End of rant.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with everything you said, though. When you and I were talking about this just earlier today, actually, about 6 hours ago, I agreed with all the points you were making. I don't understand it. And in fact, if Square Enix was not publishing Rise of the Tomb Raider, I probably wouldn't be giving them any money, honestly, anymore. I don't understand how a company can deem a game like the Tomb Raider reboot that sold like 6 or 7 million copies worldwide. I don't understand how that can be deemed a failure.
Because they were hoping that it would sell 15 million copies. They wanted it to be as successful as Final Fantasy, and it's just like it doesn't have the same world appeal as Final Fantasy.
But that's stupid as hell. And Final Fantasy doesn't have the Final Fantasy appeal anymore, though. That's the problem. Because Square Enix has pretty much ruined that name at this stage. But that's another conversation for another time. a. I will give them. I will give them until the end of 2015 to write the Final Fantasy 15 ship before I just don't even care anymore. Because honestly, I'm losing interest incredibly fast. I have not played the 15 demo. I'm definitely not gonna go out and spend money on it.
Oh hell no.
Type 0 did not hold any interest for me. I have not enjoyed a Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy X. So I have no desire to play Type 0. And everybody who keeps telling me that it's good, stop lying to me.
Don't you lie to me. Stop it.
Type 0 is not good. It's not a good game. I mean,
don't you speak that evil over me, Ricky Bobby.
I'll put it to you like this. As a handheld game, I could see where it would be good, but on a console, it's garbage.
It's a Vita game. Put on PS4 and Xbox One. Don't you tell me it's good.
Did you hear how high his voice got? He feels this. Did you hear that?
I feel it. I feel it deep in my loins.
Anyway, Ray, do you have anything to say about the Square Enix stuff or Gamescom in general?
I'm over Square Enix. I'm completely over them. I waited until Tomb Raider was actually a GameFly game in my queue, and that's when I played it. Enjoyed it, but yeah, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Mm-hmm. But Square Enix I'm over them. I used to love RPGs because of them, but I am now over them because people have taken that formula and done it better and care more about their games than the people that buy them.
Truth.
Simple as that.
Hashtag truth. Well, all right. We're going to end it on the rage note. Spinning it on out of topic of the week because there's really nothing else to yell at, and that's what I want to do with my life, yell at things. We actually do have a couple of shout-outs to do this week.
Shout out
to do it.
Gonna.
Matthew DiCaprio, good member of our group, listens to the podcast, was married this past week to his lovely wife, Jessica. Congratulations. You guys looked super adorable in your photos, and I wish you all the best, as does Ray and Josh. Well, maybe Ray. Josh.
I clapped, damn it.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I clapped.
And then, of course, one of our favorite Meet the Podcast members, Becca Smith, who not only graduated college, but also passed her boards. She is now Becca Smith, medical laboratory scientist. She is legit. She has MLS after her name, and no, it does not mean Major League Soccer.
Go stop them from turning poop into meat, please.
I don't.
Somebody's got to stop Grimace.
Somebody's got to stop that. Please, stop it.
So, with that, guys, congratulations to the both of you. We really, really, really appreciate your guys' support. And also Becca for getting us those posters. So, thank you.
Oh, yeah, those are rad.
Who doesn't keep for himself.
No, I got one of my own. I'm going to send them out to you one day. I got to send out other stuff, too. I keep forgetting about the prizes. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Anywho's ways. With that, guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. Join the Facebook group. Send us an email, neekpodcast@gmail.com if you want. One of us may or may not check it. And Ray
check it all the time.
No, Ray will check it all the time then. He will respond to you and also send you bunny feed.
I will not check it at all.
Josh didn't have a Gmail before we started this podcast. Just so everybody knows, I'm just outing you right now.
I still don't know how to work anything on Google outside of clicking Join Hangout.
Can never understand how a man can own a G string but not own a Gmail.
Nope, we should end the show now. Bye.
Bye. Keep it nerdy.